Hey guys, Joe here, and here I'm to talk to you about the top 5 most secretly powerful fighters in Super Smash Bros. Wii U and 3DS. These are some very strong characters to pick up, and they really don't get way too much recognition these days. To begin, we have ourselves Alomar. Now, Alomar has generally been thought to be a pretty strong character ever since Apex, but the thing is, he really isn't that played. I don't see many reps of this guy, and overall, I don't really see him very often. He has huge potential in the game to combo, to space, and big chances to win any match he's put up against. He may not be seen way too often, but he sure is powerful. Little Mac is one of those guys that everybody seems to think is either pretty dang strong or really crap. Now, I'm in the middle of those two thought processes, but a little bit more towards the strong side. Now, this guy has tons of killing potential, with all his smashes of course and his tilts, and also a ton of mobility and easy ways to outmaneuver an opponent, mainly his dash grab, his dash dancing, and just his overall speed. The thing is, he does have this power, but it's very hard to put to use. You must play very defensively and also keep stage control. You need to be one step ahead of your opponent and read exactly what the enemy is going to do and then punish it accordingly. We often see bad players of Little Mac in tournaments and online, but if you ever look for a good one, you may be surprised by the power that Little Mac can actually bring in a game. Let's just say that Robs are called a dying race for a reason. To my attention, there aren't really way too many Rob players and not many tournament reps overall. Even in For Glory, he has a very small portion of this guy, and the thing is that there's kind of a reason for this. Rob is a very weird character. He has to space, but he also has a bit of combos. He has to quickly hit the enemy, but he has to slowly kill them with his slow killing moves. His whole kit feels a little bit wonky and not too great for a new player. There's also the fact that you have to quote spam unquote, and a lot of people do look down upon this. The thing is, even with all this said, I gotta mention that Rob is a really cool fighter and extremely potent. As I said, he is a bit wonky, it takes a bit to get used to, but once that stage is done, you will be rewarded with a spacing master with many great kill moves, and a fighter that has some of the best matchups in the entire game because of how safe most of his attacks are. Overall, he's a beast once learned, but most people won't put in the time to get that. At the game's release and through the following months, I wouldn't really say that Pit was secretly powerful, but lately I gotta say that I need to recognize him. Back then, there were a ton of Pit mains flying all over the place. Pit really had what it took to be played, and a lot of noobs really like to play him. Even I like to play him a lot more. He had a lot of kill options, he could space, he could go in, go out, he had a projectile, he could spam his side B for those noobs, he always recovered, and he also had a few throw combos to boot. He was a really good starting fighter for a lot of people that I know, but I gotta say that he has kinda slipped into obscurity. Almost all the Pit mains that I know have moved on from him and really left him in the dust. He's still an amazing character with so many pros and very little flaws, but I guess as time goes on, someone has to lose a player base, and it just happens to be Pit. Still, I would recognize that if you're all looking for someone that's very good and not seen way too often anymore, this is a really nice guy to pick up. He's somewhat easy to get into and a really big powerhouse, so you may want to try picking him back up. Finally, for the number 1 spot, I'm going to put the overly meme master himself, Greninja. Of course, you all know the story. He got nerfed early on and his player base quickly dwindled. Not really in Japan, but mostly in America. Almost everybody in the US left him, and now we have very few players still on this guy. My question is, why did we all leave him? Sure, he was one of the best at the very start, and he did move down quite a bit to a spot where he's just okay, but shouldn't okay be good enough for the majority of us? I see how you can feel the pain for his missing power, but in general, Greninja still is quite an amazing fighter. Not quite as good as his former self, or even close to as good, but definitely still playable. We see him quite often in Japan, and is still very strong and has many tricks up his sleeve. I feel Greninja has a lot of untapped power, and a very powerful fighter that's really secretly hidden under negative stigmas ever since those nerfs many months ago. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you did enjoy the video. If you did enjoy the video, then make sure to press that like button and comment down below who you feel is secretly strong. Of course, in the description box below, I do have a link where you can submit your best cloud clip, so make sure to do that, and I'll see you all next time.